At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners and Humana. News 46 is also brought to you by Safi of Las Vegas. At Safi, we're more than a foster care and adoption agency. We're working to build stronger families in our communities. Visit our website at safi.org.
Tonight on News 46, Amerigas issues a statement regarding their explosion.
And a local homeless camp gets warning about their dogs.
And Tommasino's restaurant reopens tomorrow. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Thursday, August 25th, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Rhonda Van Winkle for News 46.
And topping our news tonight, an intense battle erupted between about 1,000 rebels surrounding 2 buildings filled with Moammar Gadhafi loyalists in the neighborhood next to the Libyan leader's captured compound. Associated Press reporters on the scene today said rebels were hammering the building with heavy gunfire, and a huge explosion from the battle scene sent a large plume of white smoke into the air. Mahmoud Bakoush, a rebel commander at the site, says there are there are rumors that one of Gadhafi's sons might be in the building, but they are unconfirmed. Moammar Gadhafi has called on Libyans to destroy the rebels who have overtaken Tripoli and forced his regime into hiding.
Quite a few difficult words in that read. Yeah? Well, thank you for that. Amerigas Vice President Bill Kotz issued a statement to KPVM regarding last week's explosion.
The Amerigas Cylinder Exchange Refill and Refurbishment Center, located on Charleston Park in Pahrump, Nevada, experienced a fire on Tuesday night, August 16th. Thanks to the extensive safety systems and procedures in place at the facility, as well as the great work of Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Services, damage to the facility was very limited. However, one of the 2 workers on duty at the facility experienced burns and is being treated at a Las Vegas burn center. Amerigas Cylinder Exchange Safety Manager Christine Burrell visited the worker and his wife soon after the fire and has been following his progress since. She noted, "Our first concern is always the safety of our workers and members of the community. We're grateful that only 1 person was injured. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and we are looking forward to his speedy recovery." The company is cooperating fully with the authorities as they investigate the incident. The facility was constructed in 2006. It was built and is operating at standards that meet or exceed all regulatory requirements. Thus far, there is no indication of any equipment malfunction. Ms. Burrell pointed out the 5-year-old facility complies fully with the National Fire Protection Code, the National Electrical Code, and the National Building Code. The operation is inspected annually by Nevada LP Gas Board representatives, and all of the appropriate training certifications are in place. In addition, our Director of Operations had personally reviewed the facility's fire safety analysis with Pahrump Fire Chief and exercise that facilitated the fire department's swift and decisive response to the emergency. Safety equipment at the operation includes a sprinkler system, which functioned flawlessly during the fire, and 6 fire hydrants. The site includes 2 large storage tanks that are fitted with emergency shutdown valves. The valves automatically close in the event of an exposure to high temperatures. The fire was extinguished long before that could occur. Ms. Burrell concluded the company is in the process of refreshing safety training for everyone who works at the facility. We're looking forward to the conclusion of the regulatory and internal investigations of the incident and will take whatever additional steps are appropriate to enhance the safety at the facility. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 40.
When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Gene Sides, a former employee who worked at Amerigas regarding his concerns about safety issues. We'll be back after the break. Please keep it here. And welcome back to News 46. And now we continue with Gene Sides. He's a former employee who worked at Amerigas regarding his concerns about safety issues at the facility.
You complained about the fact that they didn't want you to actually utilize the fire extinguishers, and nobody seemed to want to respond to that.
No, they just ignore it, and they put it in a way that they're not telling you not to do it, but it's like a strong suggestion type of thing. Yeah.
You also had some other complaints about all the tanks that were inside the facility as well, and the danger with them.
Yeah, we have a lot of tanks sitting in there. We've got tons of tanks in the yard. There's tons of tanks that need to go to evac that have gas in them sitting there.
And you can hear them leaking.
Yeah, you can hear. We get tanks in there that leak, and you can hear them leaking when they go through the fill room and get filled. They have a leak checker that's supposed to check it, and for a long time it never worked. And a lot of tanks with different valve systems, it doesn't actually even check them. And technically, what we're supposed to do is have someone there. But we used to have 5 people in there, and someone with a hand leak checker that checked every one and checked that every one was closed. And they wanted to cut down, and they got rid of that. Oh. And they've got a machine there that they know doesn't work right.
That's the leak checker. And you said that it's got all the paperwork and everything, but everybody's well aware it's a common knowledge that this leak checker does not work.
It'll work on some of them don't. We have them. When I've sat there and I've worked the line at the end where we weigh them, and you'll have them come through that leaked. Yeah. And or it'll kick them off because it leaked, and we don't really check them. They get set back on. It's not done. It's not made to do the way it's supposed to be. It's such a high pressure. Get it done. Get them out of here. That it's not take the time to do it right. Make sure it's done right. Make sure it's safe, and get it out of here.
The flame that's over the near the 30,000-gallon tanks. You had an incident that. Well, you've been concerned about that for a while, and how they light that flame. Yeah,
what they do is they pour a little MEK on a big stick, light it with a lighter, stick it up there, and let the fumes out. And that's
what is MEK?
It's a cleaner we use.
Oh.
And there's bottles of it around. They're supposed to be marked. They're not marked. I mean, they're in pop bottles that we just spray on. You'll walk through the building, you'll find them.
Wow.
And but they're supposed to, when they transfer from the small tank after evac into the big tanks, they're supposed to turn the flames off. Me and a couple other guys have told them several times. See them do it with the flame right on.
Yeah.
And if that should happen to leak sometime, that's going to be a big mess.
Big problem.
They don't train the people to do the jobs right. It's stick them on there. Let's go. We got to get the loads.
The amount of marijuana seized from a grow site yesterday on Mount Charleston had a street value of more than $23.4 million.
That's right, Rick. Authorities removed 4,685 plants from the location in the Deer Creek area between Kyle and Lee Canyons. They began the eradication efforts at 4:30 a.m. yesterday and completed the process later in the day after airlifting the plants out of the remote site.
The plants were taken to an off-site location and buried. The investigation began after a routine aerial observation team discovered the 4-acre farm plot, which is it's kind of interesting. How do you miss a 4-acre plot of land? That's pretty impressive.
I don't know. Well, she is officially his campaign manager for the upcoming 2012 campaign, in which he would like to continue as our Nye County Commissioner. We spoke to Julie Hargis and Gary Hollis at the Nye County Republican Central Committee's Evening of Wine and Jazz.
We're here at the Evening of Wine and Jazz here at the Pahrump Valley Winery. We're going to speak to Nye County Republican Central Committee's Julie Hargis, as well as Nye County Commissioner District 3, Gary Hollis.
It was a fundraiser. I did it back in October of 2008. A little bit chillier. Tonight it was a beautiful evening. It's kind of just a kickoff to 2012. and to kind of get the Republicans out there and get kick-started for next year's election season. And so we made a lot of money, raised a lot of funds, had a great time, enjoyed seeing each other, some old friends, and get back at it again. So we'll take any volunteers that would like to come out for the Nye County Republican Central Committee. They can get a hold of Chairman Feli Katevis. She was here tonight, as well as Rod Shear was here with us. We heard from Assemblyman Ed Goodhart,
which is now going to be running for the state Senate seat of Mike McGinnis' seat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He is. He did announce that tonight. Yes, he did, Gary.
I
Thank
announced
you.
it for him.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did great.
There you go. Who do we have up on stage right now?
We have Woody Woods and his ensemble, featuring Lynn Peterson from here in Pahrump, and we had Dennis Keating playing trumpet earlier, and it's been a wonderful evening.
How can people find out more about Commissioner Gary Hollis's campaign and the Nye County Republican Central Committee?
You can always call me. I'm out there involved in both. My number is 775-513-0960, especially if you'd like to host an open house for Gary. Get a hold of me, 775-513-0960.
All right, folks, coming up, we hear from Tom Saida about the reopening of Tommasino's.
And concerned neighbors report a homeless camp to the Bureau of Land Management.
We'll have all this and more right after the break, so please keep it here.
News 46 is also brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine.
Welcome back to News 46. Tommasino's Bar and Lounge reopens tomorrow with live music, dancing, and great friends. We spoke to Tom Saida to find out more.
Well, here's some good news. Tommasino's is going to open back up. They closed down temporarily because of the recession. They're opening here at 4 p.m. Friday night. We'll see you down here for this wonderful grand reopening. We're going to speak to Tom Saida.
Well, I'm sure the public and the community knows that due to the recession and the economy, I made what was a sound business decision to close the restaurant down, because being profitable in these times has been difficult. However, as soon as I did it, I regretted it, because we cost 18 jobs. There's 18 people that work here. I missed the camaraderie, I missed the customers, I missed the music, I missed the place and the fun. So we have decided to reopen, and the good news is we saved 18 jobs, which is extremely important to me. And so the Tommasino's is back open as of tomorrow night, Friday the 26th at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, to serve our community and to go back into action and have fun. And all I can ask is that I get some support from the community so that we can stay here, because that's our plan. We have no deep debt, and that's a good thing. So we'll be okay, and I just look forward to opening the place back up to the community, certainly to our employees, and to our customers. And again, the best part is we saved 18 jobs. So I look forward to everybody coming back to visit Tommasino's.
It's going to be great. Tommasino's is so different than any other restaurant here in this community. It was a big project for you and a love for you, especially the music part. We spent a lot of money on building this facility, and something that Pahrump is very proud of.
Yeah, I think so. We did spend a lot of money. We had to build it. We had fun designing it, that's for sure. And it's probably the nicest building in Pahrump, and even nicer than many buildings in Las Vegas. So we're very proud of that. But thank God that we're debt-free, so everything will be okay. And again, all the employers are coming back to work, and we'll just have a great time. And I've gotten wonderful response from our customer base that we are reopening. And I would like to say something else to help with the economic conditions here in Pahrump. We are not a very expensive restaurant, but it is a Highline restaurant. So our executive chef, Michael Pariscandolo, is in the process of doing a new menu, which will be ready by next week. We are going to have 5 or 6 items where a customer can buy a complete meal with soup and salad and bread and everything in the $10 range. Wow. So we're working on that, and hopefully that will help out to some of our locals that may be struggling job-wise and so on and so forth.
That is a wonderful thing to have here, so people can actually enjoy this atmosphere, enjoy the music, enjoy everything, and still be able to afford it.
Exactly. That's the whole idea.
And once again, come down to Hamahaka Street and come to Tommasino's, and of course they'll be open their regular business hours starting once again tomorrow night at 4 p.m. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
The Bureau of Land Management and Animal Control have been notified. Recent complaints about a large homeless camp has neighbors concerned about the trash surrounding the area and for the well-being of dogs that are confined in the camp.
We're here at a homeless camp right off of Higley. This is BLM property as far as we know. At this point, it's still being checked into. But there is a large number of dogs in pens out here. We called Nye County Animal Control. Tim McCarty came out to check out the dogs. He found that the dogs were actually being fed. He looked at their water and saw that it was dirty, as well as the kennels not being cleaned out. He is going to post a ticket here or a warning for them to give him a call in regards to that. But as well as the rest of the camp here is concerned, the amount of garbage that's collecting around this area, which is just right off a residential road, is building. The residents here are getting concerned. And Tim McCarty here at Nye County Animal Control told us that if it's 5 or more dogs, they actually need a residential permit. 10 or more dogs, they actually need a conditional use permit for a kennel. He's going to post that warning up here and see if the man calls him. There's nobody here at any of these tents right now. We tried to contact them via a sign that they had, but that mailbox is full. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Higley for News 46.
The Forest Service stated that they are responding to the location to investigate the camp that is growing in size.
Now, this isn't very far from us right here, is it?
No, it's not. It's about a quarter mile.
Wow, that is really close.
It is. Well, people are just having such hard times. However, you know, the accumulation of trash and tons of dogs, I think they're making it a little worse on themselves than they need to, probably.
True enough. Folks, KPVM already has added 4 new digital channels, 46.1, .2, .3, and .4. And we are still carrying a digital signal on channel 41, and you can find us on CMA Cable channel 12 as well. Additionally, you can view our programming on the web at kpvm.tv and on our Facebook page. Well, another station has dropped their analog signal and has went strictly digital. And our town manager, Bill Kobarger, issued a press release asking and answering the question, where's ABC?
Well, we are actually upgrading all of our tower, and we are going to digital, which the federal government requires you to do. They've moved the date back, they moved the date back, and they moved the date back. However, ABC stepped up, and we now have a new digital translator on our tower. So in order to get ABC, you have to have one of the newer TVs, or you have to get a converter box.
Similar to what KPVM with us adding our digital channels right now at this point, because we're still on analog, but we also have digital as well. So this is one of the first. The other channels are going to continue?
Yes, but they'll be updated here shortly. And actually, the town's filed for grants through the FCC to replace all translators so that we're all digital.
And then, so people are complaining right now or asking about what's going on, or?
No, the thing is, whenever we make a change, we want to make sure that our citizens are well aware of it. Transparency, we get the word out, get the information out so that everybody knows. And if somebody goes to turn on their ABC and they have rabbit ears, it won't work anymore unless they have a newer TV or they have a converter box. And it's got to be, let's see, 13.1 plus, 13.2 plus, or 13.3 for ABC.
And then, of course, channel 41 is 46.1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're just letting people know out there that there is some changes going on with the town's towers, and these changes are the digital upgrades that is required by the FCC.
Correct. And again, we're doing that because we want everybody to know exactly what's going on. So when they turn on their TV and it doesn't come on, they won't call us going, "What is wrong?"
Carlton McCaslin of the Shadow Mountain Community Players spoke to us about a recent sold-out performance of Murder at the Banquet.
It's called Murder at the Banquet. This will be the last night, and for people that didn't make it, I'm sorry, because it's sold out tonight. I'm not sorry for the sellout, I'm just sorry you didn't make it.
It's fantastic. I got to see some of it last week, and like you said, the play is very well set, but people get to have dinner right beforehand.
Right. Well, it's murder at the banquet, so we be sure they have a banquet here they're attending. It's like everybody's coming to the International Association of Mystery Solvers banquet because they're going to give an award out that night. And then the murder and everything takes place right here in front of everybody.
Wow. So I know that this one's sold out. What's coming up next for the Shadow Mountain community players?
Next will be the melodrama, be part of the Wild West Extravaganza. That'll be in October. It's called the Pony Espresso, and it has every coffee pun you can think of in it. Matter of fact, I'll be in that one playing a villain nicknamed Moammar. And we've got two characters in it called Starbright and Buck Banyan, and that you can tell right now in their names where that's going to lead.
There you go. So tell me about the cast here, and let's give all of our kudos to them and how much work they put into this performance.
Well, this was cast clear back in June. Been every Tuesday and Wednesday at the Senior Center. We've been working on it. Said we opened last weekend. We found this very successful, doing 2 weekends. The second weekend's very well. Everybody, we do these shows to have fun. And besides working hard, everybody has a good time with them. And if the audience gets in on the thing too, great.
And for the melodrama at the Wild West Extravaganza, we'll, of course, let everybody know ahead of time, and we'll get to see some of your dress rehearsals there and give everybody a little taste of that. But thanks so much for having us out.
Oh, no problem. Always happy to have you out here.
Thanks so much.
And also, if you come to melodrama, be sure and throw popcorn at the villain.
There you go. And for more information, they can call the Shadow Mountain Community Players.
Right. That's 727-6145. I'll repeat that again, 727-6145.
And now for our Facebook question of the day. Do you feel that veteran awareness is high enough, and could we do more to support them? Here's what some of you had to say. Looking at Spencer, Spencer says, I think awareness is not what is lacking. They do deserve more respect. Aside from the obvious response that are common, I think the position on political activity should be sought more, since they are the ones sacrificing their lives for our freedoms. And Gail says, we can definitely do more to help vets. They need our support and recognition in so many ways: housing, effective care of PTSD, jobs, re-entry back into society, and our love and respect. Angela says, veterans should have better death benefits and more help with funeral expenses. A flag, free plot, and a headstone are not enough, and very few qualify for the reimbursement. Granted, you should get more if you die while actively serving, but those who served at any time need more help with these things. And Hope says, I see one person here. I hope they never defend our country. They have no clue what these men and women endure, and God bless them for our freedom.
Well said.
Indeed. Some very interesting opinions there, and I got to say, personally, I completely agree. They need as much support as we can possibly give them.
I agree.
Well, we've got Zach Fuentes. He's going to be here with a look at our 7-day forecast right after the break, so please keep it here.
News 46 Weather is brought to you by Healthcare Partners Medical Group, with 5 locations in Pahrump. Local doctors and professional staff providing total care from infancy to seniors. News 46 Weather is also brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Welcome back to News 46. I'm Zach Fuentes here with your weather. As we've been saying throughout the week, we do have that excessive heat warning that's going to remain in effect until Saturday. So if you can, stay indoors. If you have to work outdoors or even play a sport outdoors or anything, drink as much water as you can. Gatorade is good too. And if you see any signs of heat stroke, please call 911 because heat stroke is an emergency, okay? But for today's weather, we had sunny skies, a high of 105 degrees, and winds coming out of the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. Our gusts were at up to 16 miles per hour, and our pressure is holding steady there at 29.95. Our UV index went up a little bit at 9, which still is very high, and our humidity is at 13%. Our sunrise was at 6:10 a.m., and our record for today was back in 1985 at 110 degrees. Tonight, we're going to have clear skies, a low of 82 degrees, and winds coming out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Our gusts at up to 10 miles per hour, and our humidity to go up there a little bit at 19%. Our sunset is expected to be at 7:23 p.m., and our record low for today was 59 back in 1944. Tomorrow we're going to have sunny skies as well, a high of 106 degrees and a low of 83 degrees, which is pretty high. Our winds coming out of the south still at 6 miles per hour, and our gusts at up to 17 miles per hour. Our humidity is going to be at 16%, and our UV index is staying the same as it was today at 9, which is very high. Our sunrise is going to be at 6:11 a.m. And the 7-day forecast Friday, you'll see there's going to be pretty hot, 106, but things are going to cool down a little bit. We're going to have partly cloudy skies over the weekend, and it's going to be pretty windy throughout the rest of the week there. You see Monday through Thursday is going to be windy, with Wednesday being the windiest at with gusts at up to 31 miles per hour. But you'll notice also Wednesday is going to be our coolest day of the week, where we do go in the double digits there a little bit. And our overnight lows are going down as well, just like the highs are, from the 80s down to the 70s, almost the 60s actually. And today's worst weather was in Hundred, West Virginia, where they had heavy thunderstorms. And you remember West Virginia, of course, is in the East Coast, and they are being hit pretty hard there with Hurricane Irene. So we want to keep them in our thoughts. Back to you.
And folks, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
And from everyone up here on the Hill at KPVM, we wish you a safe evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Pahrump.
Good night.